Hi guys! So I don't have a fancy little experiment or anything for us to do today. Today's going to be kind of a little bit more like last week. I just kind of want to talk with you guys a little bit about comfort. Now, I'm not talking about comfort like the comfort you get from sleeping in your bed or sitting on your couch. I'm talking about the kind of comfort that we have during troubling times. Now, this is definitely a troubling time, this whole coronavirus thing, because it's caused a lot of things not to happen. Like, we're not going to church, so I don't get to see you guys all the time, which I definitely miss. We're missing school because of this. You know, seniors especially are missing a lot of the last things that they're supposed to do for their last year of high school. But there's also, people that are getting sick or dying or have family members that are sick and they can't even go see them. So it's just a troubling time right now. Now, the theme for LTC this year was rescued, and in my speech that I did, I talked about how we are rescued in different ways. We're rescued because Jesus died on the cross for us. We're rescued from the evil one, from Satan, and we're also rescued from our troubling times. And I said it doesn't necessarily always feel like we're rescued in a troubling time when we're going through it, because we're going through it and we're like, no way, I'm not rescued from this. I'm not saved from this. But we are already rescued, and we're already saved from that situation with the promise of heaven. And we should have comfort in knowing that. So when we're going through a troubling time, we should have the comfort knowing it's gonna pass. This isn't going to matter when I get up to heaven. So I just want to give you some verses today about comfort, and especially going through this time where everything is so uncertain, it's important to feel comforted and to have comfort and know that it's all going to be over someday. So let's see, the first verse I have is Psalm 119:50. My comfort in my sufferings is this: your promise preserves my life. We are rescued from situations that are troubling us from the promise of heaven. Your promise preserves my life. So we just need to have that comfort. And I'm giving you these verses because, you can write them down and put them up on your wall or write them in a journal. Maybe some of the younger ones can't, but, I mark a lot of my verses in my Bible or get on my Bible app on my phone and highlight them, because then I can just go back through and look. So whenever I'm going through a tough time and I need a specific verse, I can look that up. And so this is a great verse to just, whenever you're feeling, maybe you're like, oh man, I miss the church family, I miss being at church, just be like, I need some comfort right now. So, you have this verse, Psalm 119:50. This is a great verse for that. Just kind of, it's a quick little verse, and you can just pop it out, look at it, and it really does just make you feel so much better. So I want you guys to understand that right now, you may not be super worried about all of it. You got school online, so you got to be home. You got to go to school in your PJs. But, some of these things may not affect you too much. You're probably not at the age yet where you can go out and drive around and hang out with your friends. But, some people that hung out with their friends like every weekend can't do that now. And even that is such a change. But for you guys, you might just be kind of like, well, hey, it's summer for me. I get to go play outside and none of this has really affected me. Or it could affect you. You guys might be missing the church family like all of us too. I just want you guys to know that you have comfort and that during this time, you guys might be going through things as well, and it's important that you know that we are, already rescued from this situation, but also you can have comfort in knowing that going through it, someday it will be all over. I know you guys are little kids. I mean, I guess I don't know who all technically watches my videos, but I know that it's geared towards littler kids, and I know that sometimes as little kids you don't really have as much troubles yet as adults or grown-up kids, but I do want you guys to know that it's okay to feel bad sometimes. It's okay to go through things. This is affecting everyone in some way, shape, or form. You didn't start this year on online school, and you ended it on online school. So it's affected you that way at least. And, I know for me and my family, like me and my cousins, it's super sad because we don't get to see our Nana and Papa all the time, We used to just be able to pop on over and, I could get a cream soda if I want or whatever. And now we can't do that anymore. But I just want you guys to know that just because you are little kids, it's okay to sometimes feel like you need comfort. And that's what these Bible verses are for you guys to feel that comfort. So, I'm going to give you guys another Bible verse, and this one is a little bit longer. This is Isaiah 49:13. Shout for joy, you heavens, rejoice, you earth, burst into song, you mountains, for the Lord comforts his people and will have compassion on his afflicted ones. So this verse is just saying, shout it out, be happy, because the Lord comforts his people. And that's a good verse for times like this as well, just because there's still things to rejoice in. There's still things to shout for joy and be happy about, just knowing that we have comfort from God. All of these verses that I've picked, just when I read them, I just have a smile on my face because I know that everything's going to be okay, It's all going to be fine. We have comfort and we have things to rejoice about. Just even this, yes, we might not be at church and we might not get to see everyone, but I know the youth group has been doing Zooms and the ladies have been doing their Devo Zooms, and they get to see their faces, but also we get to make these videos. Jared and me and Oliver have all been making videos to send to everyone, and my papa has been doing little, Friday funnies and little voice recordings and things like that to send out, and I think that is what we have to rejoice about. We have a church family that cares so much for each other that they are doing the most that they can to keep everyone hopeful and feeling like everyone cares. And I think that is one huge thing that we have to rejoice about, during our troubles. Okay, so this is the last verse. This is the longest verse. So this is 2 Corinthians 1, and it's going to be 3 through 7. The title of it is Praise to the God of All Comfort. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. For just as we share abundantly in the sufferings of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ. If we are distressed, it is for your comfort and salvation. If we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which produces in you patient endurance of the same sufferings we suffer. And our hope for you is firm, because we know that just as you share in our sufferings, you also share in our comfort. Okay, so like I said, this verse is a little bit long, but, at the beginning it's just praising God for being, the Father of all of our comfort and compassion. Then it talks about, it just goes into saying who comforts us in all our troubles. And then it says so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. And I know that's a lot of comfort, but it's a really awesome, thing to put into our heads. It's saying he comforts us so that then we can comfort people that are going through tough times as well with the comfort that he has given us. So basically, we can comfort others by telling them about Jesus, by letting them know how we have comfort. That's awesome. That's really awesome. And I feel like that's something that we do need to do during this time, try our best to comfort others and tell them how we have that kind of comfort. And then it says, for just as we share abundantly in the sufferings of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ. So, it's like we're gonna have our sufferings sometimes, but we also get that comfort through God. If we are distressed, it is for your comfort and salvation. If we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which produces in you patient endurance in the same sufferings we suffer. So, and I think in the same sufferings we suffer, I think of like Jesus dying on that cross. Like he knew what suffering was. And so we should know that we can have comfort in him because he's suffered. He suffered more than any of us will ever suffer. And we should have comfort in knowing that he's there to comfort us. And our hope for you is firm because we know that just as you share in our sufferings, like I just said, Jesus suffered too. You also share in our comfort. So I know that was a little bit of a longer one, and maybe not one that you would turn to right off the bat whenever, you just want a quick verse to read to make you feel a little better, but it's a great section of verses to read. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I miss you guys a lot, and I hope that you are feeling comforted and that this has helped you feel a little bit more comforted. But yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.